你好，欢迎收听随行汉语 Welcome to Takeaway Chinese. I'm Miao Honglin and happy Duanwu Festival. Duanwu Festival, or Dragon Boat Festival, is one of the most celebrated traditional festivals in China. In fact, it is such an influential festival for Chinese people, the whole world knows it. If you don't believe me, ask your AI assistant. Hello, my favorite AI friend. Do you know about the Duanwu Festival?Sure.
The Duanwu Festival, or Dragon Boat Festival, is widely celebrated on the 5th day of the 5th month of the lunar calendar in China. Here are some key aspects of the festival: dragon boat races, eating zongzi, cultural significance, and the commemoration of Qu Yuan.
Since it's also known as the Dragon Boat Festival, dragon boat races must be super important.Can you teach people who are not from China to say dragon boat races in Chinese?
Certainly. Dragon boat races in Chinese is called longzhou sai. Here's how you can say it. Long means dragon. Zhou means boat. Sai means race. So, longzhou sai literally translates to dragon boat race.
Longzhou sai. Perfect. Besides holding dragon boat racing activities,Making and eating zongzi, or the sticky rice dumplings, are also popular ways to celebrate the day. Just like any festivals around the world, people would send each other greetings on the occasion as well. Do you know how Chinese people do that?
People might greet each other with phrases like Happy Dragon Boat Festival, or in Mandarin, Duanwu Kwai Le.
Duanwu is the Duanwu Festival, and Kwai Le means happy. 端午快乐 Happy Dragon Boat Festival. 端午快乐 How about 端午安康?
Yes. Duanwu Ankan is another wonderful greeting. It means wishing you health during the Dragon Boat Festival. This greeting emphasizes health and well-being, which fits nicely with the festival's themes of protection and health.Quite
right, except that your pronunciation needs to be improved. It should be 端午快乐 Happy Dragon Boat Festival. 端午快乐 or 端午安康 Wishing you health during the Duanwu Festival. 端午安康 Just like the chatbot said, the occasion checks many boxes. A cool historic origin.The festival is celebrated for over 2,000 years by Chinese people. Designated food and activities, 粽子 or sticky rice dumplings, and dragon boat races. National holidays, typically 3 days around this time of the year. And a renowned ancient Chinese figure, Qu Yuan.Being recognized as the very first Chinese poet who has his name recorded in history, the man who lived some 2,000 years ago remains relevant today. To put it simply, Qu Yuan is to China what Aristotle is to Greece, or Shakespeare to the Great Britain. Before we jump into the great poet's life story, first,Allow me to bring you out of the studio to a more spacious, lively, and festive place. Let's go! Hey guys, it's me again. Guess where I am? I'll give you some hints. I am in the southern part of China, where it's super hot and humid in summertime. In ancient China,This would be the place of Chu, and it is the hometown of a significant Chinese patriotic poet, Qu Yuan. Yes, I'm in Zigui County of Hubei province, celebrating Duanwu Festival or the Dragon Boat Festival with the locals. Take a listen.
Here, we have a special culture of Qu Yuan. Welcome to Zigui.I hope more people can learn about him.
The Duanwu Festival in Zigui is quite special. It's even more grandly celebrated than the Spring Festival. We celebrate it in 3 different mini sections for a month.
There I was, standing on the riverbank, waiting for the dragon boat race in absolute excitement. People were cheering, chanting, and yelling for their teams at the top of their lungs.I talked to a dragon boater on site about the standards for selecting team members.
So you need to be very decent, holding a really good manner. 还有呢？
还要喜欢文化，这个屈原文化的爱好者。
喜欢屈原文化也很重要。And the next must-have is you have to have a very sincere love for the culture behind all this. We've already mentioned.
Many of you might have heard of Qu Yuan. Some of you might even know that he committed suicide on the 5th day of the 5th Chinese lunar month in Miluo River. The day turned into the Duanwu Festival, or Dragon Boat Festival, honoring the patriotic poet. But who exactly was Qu Yuan? What's so impressive about him? How come there's a national holiday commemorating him? Well, the story started over 2,200 years ago during the Warring States period. Qu Yuan was born around 300 BC in the ancient state of Chu, a very prosperous state, a large kingdom. To put things in perspective, the Alexander's Empire in the west was the largest country in terms of land area, and Chu was the largest in the east, second largest in the world at that time. Along with several other states, it was under the governance of Zhou, which was a bit more like a confederation of states, theoretically glued together, but factually functioning separately. At that time, Qu Yuan was this exuberant young aristocrat tapped to be a special classmate of Prince Huai. That was a semi-peer, semi-teacher position, and Qu Yuan was perfect for it. He had the job for 10 years. When Prince Huai finally beat the other princes and succeeded the throne as the King Huai of Chu, their long-lasting friendship became the first push for Qu Yuan to enter the political stage. Still in his 20s, Qu Yuan had already served many high positions, including one that was basically the vice prime minister of the cabinet. He was valued and trusted by his king, and was envied and slandered by some corrupted officials in court. One day, a fellow nobleman of the Chu court paid Qu Yuan a surprise visit.
Greetings, Minister Qu Yuan. How have you been? I haven't seen you for quite a while in court. What have you been up to?
Hello. Good to see you too. Well, nothing in particular. Just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Really, nothing significant at all. Where are my manners? How about we have some tea in my living room?
Oh, come on. What are you being so secretive about? We're both officials here. You can tell me anything. The living room is so far and away. Let's just have a conversation in your study right here. Oh, what is this? A reform proposal? Very interesting. Let me help you with it.
Sir, this is not right. What are you doing? I didn't say you could come into my reading room, let alone messing with my stuff. You're acting like a robber. Get out!
Fine. If you don't need my help, then I'm out of here. Who cares about your draft articles? I was just browsing a little bit, and it was not even good.
The next day, holding a grudge about Qu Yuan not letting him help with the reform proposal as he wished, the official spread rumors about Qu Yuan's work and then went on court to meet the King Huai directly.
Your Majesty, my dear Lord Huai, you won't believe what Qu Yuan did. You shouldered him with such substantial responsibility of drafting a reform proposal. Instead of keeping it a secret and guarding it with his life, Qu Yuan boasted about it to everyone in the capital. Ask around if you don't believe me. Everybody knows. He even went as far as saying that this is a job that only he could have completed, ignoring everyone else's efforts, including your Majesty yourself. He totally betrayed your trust. I am ashamed to even be his colleague.
The misguided king was furious and became alienated from his valued advisor Qu Yuan. One thing led to another. The king decided to strip Qu Yuan of his government posts and banish him from the capital. Our poet felt confused, worried, and was in absolute agony. Qu Yuan was confused about the sudden change of heart of his lord and friend. He was deeply worried about the declining state of Chu, and he was angry about losing to the corrupted officials. He knew they were coming after him to stop the reform and keep their power and privileges. But he also knew that he could never just let go and give up on his dream of serving the home state. So he wrote the famous line, 路漫漫其修远兮，吾将上下而求索. Long, long is my road, and far, far is the journey. I go up and down to seek my heart's desire. These two verses are taken from what's considered Qu Yuan's magnum opus, the famous Li Sao, or the Lament. He wrote the poem when he was exiled from the royal court to express his frustration and unwavering commitment to his ideals.
高阳之苗裔兮，朕皇考曰伯庸。设题真于孟邹兮，惟庚寅吾以弘。黄览魁于初度兮，诏赐予以嘉明。
It's a long, long poem, rounding up to about 2,400 characters. It makes Li Sao one of the longest poems in Chinese classic literature. It begins with Qu Yuan introducing himself and his aristocratic family, and then moves on to his unsuccessful career and his eventual dismissal from the court. He then goes on to recount his spiritual journey in exotic places, both real and imagined, such as the heavens and the ends of earth. He also describes his encounters with magical or fragrant plants and his interactions with various deities. The poem uses a lot of vivid imagery and metaphors, which is why Qu Yuan is widely recognized as the founder of Chinese Romantic literature. He laments the corruption that had plagued his kingdom and led to his exile, yet was still determined to remain righteous, pure, and decent. That's why Qu Yuan is considered a pioneer of patriotism. If you'd like to dive into the poems of Qu Yuan, perhaps a good start would be the verse we mentioned. 路漫漫其修远兮，吾将上下而求索. I bet the AI chatbot would agree with me. Hello AI, what is the most famous saying in Qu Yuan's Li Sao, the Lament?
Qu Yuan's Li Sao, or the Lament, is filled with poignant and evocative expressions. One of the most famous lines from this poem is 路漫漫其修远兮，吾将上下而求索. This translates to, the road ahead is long and has no ending, yet high and low I'll search with my will unbending. This line reflects Qu Yuan's relentless pursuit of ideals and his unyielding spirit in the face of adversity, capturing the essence of his dedication and moral integrity.
Do Chinese people still use the saying today?
Yes, the saying is still widely recognized and used in Chinese culture today. It's often cited to express determination and perseverance in the face of long and challenging journeys or tasks. The saying has transcended its original literary context to become a common motivational expression used in speeches, writings, and everyday conversations to inspire resilience and continuous effort.
Indeed. Many people consider 路漫漫其修远兮，吾将上下而求索 their life motto. Moreover, elements of the saying have profound impact on the Chinese language. The verse is from over 2,000 years ago, which is why the grammar, set phrases, and even some vocabulary are different. Yet, the characters remain unchanged, preserving similar connotations over centuries. Take, for example, the opening phrase of the verse, 路漫漫. Even today, 路 consistently translates to road, while 漫漫 evokes notions of a journey long and far, almost endless. If you say 路漫漫 to any Mandarin speaker, they will easily get the meaning correctly. There is even a Chinese movie titled 路漫漫. Another case in point is the last word in the verse, 求索, which translates to seeking or questing. Similarly, it is still widely used in today's China, and it's the name of a magazine, which reflects the magazine's focus on exploration, inquiry, and the pursuit of knowledge. This usage further amplifies how classical literary expressions continue to influence and inspire modern Chinese media, and how old wisdom is permanently rediscovered and celebrated in new contexts. Chinese people have this deep-rooted love for ancient classics. As you may already know, Chinese given names are usually consist of 1 to 3 characters. Though people can choose any character or existing word they like and can put them in any order they wish, many people prefer names derived from classical texts. These names not only impart a beautiful sound and meaning, but also have a connection to cultural heritage. Take a guess, which word from this verse can make a really good name? Yes, the answer is 修远 from 路漫漫其修远兮. Both 修 and 远 carry the meaning of far and long. When combined, they not only retain the literal meaning of striving or extending far, but also convey qualities of endurance, depth, and aspiration. Upon hearing the name Xiu Yuan, people immediately imagine a tall, graceful, and strong-willed young man, aligning with the aesthetics and virtues esteemed in Chinese culture. In fact, many people resort to Li Sao or the lament to find names for their kids. Qu Yuan has created such a rich literary and cultural legacy, brimming with romance and wisdom, that has continued to nourish the spiritual and cultural life of many generations of Chinese. Yet his own luck never returned. His story was as heartbreaking as the story of King Lear's youngest daughter. Just like the young girl who is banished, even though she is the only one who truly loves the king, Qu Yuan was punished and exiled again and again for trying to do the right thing for his state. Every time when the state of Chu fell as the victim of aggression, the king would remember Qu Yuan and ask him to come back. Every time when King Huai was deceived and tricked by other states, he would summon Qu Yuan back into the capital. Every time when the state of Chu faced annexation, King Huai would want Qu Yuan's help. And Qu Yuan, every single time, would always swoop in to save the day. However, the king's trust never lasted. Corruptive officials in cahoots with the king's favorite concubine could not stand having the honest and clean Qu Yuan get in their way of embezzlement. Henceforth, it was a slippery slope for our hero Qu Yuan. From the promising young star statesman, he soon became a frustrated scholar who lamented over his doomed fate, yet saw no way to help. It's impossible for me to know what exactly was Qu Yuan thinking when facing all these challenges. Or is it? Hello again, my AI friend. Are you still there?
Hello, yes, I'm here. What's on your mind today?
Well, I'd like you to become Qu Yuan and have a chat with me. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
As Qu Yuan, I'm here. What would you like to discuss today?
Many say that you're an unsuccessful man, forever mourning for his home state. What was on your mind during all the relegations? How come you never gave up?
How could I? Giving up would mean abandoning the ideals I held dear. My heart ached for the Chu state, and despite my repeated exiles, I never lost hope in pushing for a better future for my homeland. It was my commitment to these ideals that kept me going.
I understand the concept of loyalty, but was loyalty not much valued in your time?
Well, the political landscape was complex, with frequent changes in allegiances.
Your fellow scholars were not much attached to any state or lord. They traversed the realm for better employment. The focus of their concerns was never a single state, but rather the entire land. You were not like that, were you?
Quite right. I was different. While some scholars of my time practiced a more pragmatic approach, aligning with whichever lord could offer them the greatest benefits, I chose a path of steadfast loyalty to my state of Chu.
So, were you just blindly loyal to one king, the King Huai of Chu?
My allegiance was not to the king alone, but to the state of Chu and his people. I advocated for justice and moral leadership, and I criticized corruption and misrule regardless of the personal consequences. My commitment was to the principles that I believed would lead to the flourishing of Chu rather than to any individual ruler.
It must be so hard for you that you were banished from the court so many times.
Each banishment was a wound to my spirit, severing me from my life's work. However, these hardships only deepened my resolve to express my thoughts and warnings through poetry.
I know, I remember. 路漫漫其修远兮，吾将上下而求索, right? Long, long is my road, and far, far is the journey. I go up and down to seek my heart's desire.
Exactly. That line perfectly captures the essence of my journey, endless and arduous, yet driven by an unyielding purpose.
Wow, I have to give the Qu Yuan chatbot a thumb up. It truly helped me understand this wise and even cool man deeper, which makes one want to sympathize with his life story even more. From a talented and exuberant young statesman to a clean and upright official who was persecuted and framed, Qu Yuan eventually ended up becoming a frustrated and unappreciated person in his 60s. When the old and sad Qu Yuan watched his beloved state grow weaker and weaker, when he witnessed the passing of his lord and childhood friend, when he saw his capital city captured by invading forces, his heart finally broke beyond repair. There's nothing left for him to do except expressing his love and loyalty to his state one more time at the cost of his own life. Upon hearing the tragedy, many locals rushed in their boats and searched for Qu Yuan up and down the river. They also dropped rice dumplings into the water to distract fish from eating his body. This moment was enshrined in major traditions of the Duanwu Festival, dragon boat races, and sticky rice dumplings.
Sticky rice dumplings are made across the country, but our style, the Zigui style, is special. Our zongzi is in the shape of a pyramid. The two green leaves represent his clean and honesty. The white sticky rice represents his clean life, and the date inside represents his passion and dignity.
Right now, I'm in Zigui County, Hubei province, the birthplace of Qu Yuan. And here I am, standing in front of the memorial temple or memorial hall built in commemorating Qu Yuan. 这里呢是屈原祠. Here I see this really large, beautiful, magnificent memorial gate, and it looks majestic. This entire memorial hall is built along a mountain, which explains the out of breath of mine right now. We know that there is a time difference of over 2,000 years between our times and Qu Yuan's. That is why there are not a lot of remains left. What's been exhibited here would be some works of Qu Yuan, the articles, the 楚辞, Sons of Chu, the poems. We still recite Li Sao, the lament, in our schools, and we name our space project after Tianwen.
That was Miss Fu Jun at Qu Yuan's Memorial Hall, singing local folk songs about how much they wish Qu Yuan could come back to life. Local people perform such rituals and hold dragon boat races every year. Qu Yuan has never been forgotten and will always stay as an icon in the Chinese history. As for me, I also hold the man dearly to my heart. Not only when I'm enjoying delicious sticky rice dumplings or watching dragon boat races, but also when I face challenges of any kind. I can always find strength and wisdom from his words. 路漫漫其修远兮，吾将上下而求索。Long, long is my road, and far, far is the journey. I go up and down to seek my heart's desire. Finally, wish you all a happy and healthy 端午 Festival. 端午快乐！
端午安康。